Hello, John here. Insomnia is one of those problems which affects many people during their lives. It is the inability to sleep. Some people may find they can initially get to sleep, but after 2 or 3 hours they wake up and then they spend the rest of the night tossing and turning. Some people may experience the problem in a different way. They may find they can never get into a deep sleep and feel even like they are awake all the time. The consequences of being unable to sleep are quite severe. If this goes on for days, weeks or months, it can lead to extreme tiredness, lack of motivation and carelessness. You may find yourself forgetting to do things or making simple mistakes and feeling totally unmotivated about your work and everything else. It really is a dreadful state you find yourself in when you are unable to sleep for an extended period. Many people report this problem going on for years, and although they are still able to function, their life is quite miserable. We don't know exactly how much sleep we need every night, but somewhere in the range of 6 to 8 hours is probably average, although I have heard of people getting by on maybe only 4 or 5 hours per night and still being able to do their job and function normally. Most of us, though, I think feel much happier when we have 7 or 8 hours good quality sleep, which leaves us feeling refreshed and energized the following day. Unlike the insomniacs who wake up feeling exhausted. Not only do we not know exactly how much sleep we need, but we don't know either what exactly the function of sleep is or how the process operates. We just know that when we sleep well, we feel very good the following day, and I think this is sufficient to infer that the sleep helps our body and our mind to recover from the day's stresses and problems and regenerate. What sleep actually is and how we enter this state again is very, very unclear. We just lie down, and if we have normal sleep patterns, after a few seconds or minutes we fall into a different state of consciousness where the body is almost entirely passive, and we may also dream. Our sleep pattern is not exactly the same as other animals. We generally sleep 1 time per day at night, but other animals can sometimes sleep on and off all day, or maybe they may sleep in the daytime and wake at night. Bats, for example, fall into the latter category. They will sleep in some dark place, such as a cave, during the daytime and come out at night to hunt. I don't know whether our sleep pattern is natural or whether it is something we have developed. I have heard some scientists say that in the past we would have slept twice during the evening. The first time maybe early in the evening for 2 or 3 hours, then we may have woken to do some activities or eat something, and then gone back to sleep again for the second time. So there may be some possibility of us adjusting our sleep patterns to our environment, but I think most people agree that one long continuous period of sleep is the most rewarding. People who suffer from insomnia try several methods to deal with this problem. In the picture is one method. The insomniac will imagine sheep walking around or jumping over a gate, and this mental activity is supposed to lull, L-U-L-L, the person into a relaxed state so they can fall asleep. I think there are other methods you can use which are similar, all basically focusing on relaxing the mind to try to get into that pre-sleep stage. Some people may advise getting up for 1 or 2 hours and doing some activity such as going for a walk or watching TV or reading a book, and then trying to sleep again later. I don't suffer from insomnia, but my personal method if I cannot sleep is to have some small snack, usually some bananas and bread. I find having something in my stomach makes it easier for me to fall asleep. The reasons why people have a problem sleeping can vary widely. They may be physical. The person, for example, may be in pain from some chronic illness. They may be under the influence of drugs. For example, they may have drank too much coffee late at night. Or there may be some other physical cause to this problem. Alternatively, it may be in the mind. Maybe the sufferer has a lot of stress during their working day. Maybe they have exams coming up. Maybe they are worried about money or their business. Stress is certainly going to be a negative factor in sleeping, which might seem particularly unfair because the people suffering from stress probably need the sleep more than other people. The sleep will undoubtedly relieve their stress. I'm sure you know that feeling when you go to bed worried about something, then you wake up the following day feeling refreshed, and that you have a way to deal with your problems. I think personally sleep is very important and vital to good health. I know when I have had problems sleeping in the past, it affects my health in all kinds of ways. Some people regard sleep as a waste of time. They find their lives so exciting and rewarding that they don't want to go to bed. They want to continue, even if they are very tired. We can often interfere with our bodily instincts because our desires are stronger. For example, you may be hanging out with a group of friends late at night, and even though you begin to feel tired, you want to stay with your friends because it is a lot of fun. So you might not end up getting to bed until 2, 3 or 4 in the morning, and the following day, if you have to get up for work or university, you feel very tired and regretful. I have heard some people say they only need 4 or 5 hours sleep per night. I think Margaret Thatcher, one of the former Prime Ministers of England, said this. But Personally, I do not agree. I think sleep is one of the great pleasures of our existence, so we should not sacrifice it for daytime activities, which in the long run may affect our health in a negative way. Here's today's essay question. Some people begrudge the time spent sleeping, begrudge, because they want to do so much during the daytime hours and try to force their bodies to get by on less and less sleep. Do you agree with this strategy? First paragraph. We don't know much about sleep, but we do know that after we have had a good night's sleep, for an average of 7 or 8 hours, we feel very refreshed and energized. From this, I think we can infer that sleep has an important function for maintaining the health of our body and mind. Therefore, I would not advise trying to sacrifice our sleep for another cause. Paragraph 2. I'm going to support not sacrificing sleep. As I have said in the first paragraph, I think sleep must provide some important benefit for the body and the mind, even though we cannot see clearly how the process works. We can, though, on the other hand, see how sometimes the thought processes which lead us to want to sleep less may well be faulty. For example, the businessman who wants to work 16 or 17 hours a day to make more and more money because he finds it exciting and fulfilling may well be a faulty and irrational way of thinking. After all, if you already have a lot of money, do you really get much more pleasure from having more? I once heard of a billionaire who worked 15 or 16 hours every day, accumulating greater and greater wealth. He had been doing this for maybe 15 or 20 years when he began to suffer mysterious illnesses. Shortly afterwards, he suffered a complete breakdown, and although the doctors could not give a definite diagnosis, many people thought that his body had just decided enough was enough, and it wasn't going to put up with the way he had been treating it for all those years. When he recovered, which fortunately he did, he completely changed his lifestyle. He became a health fanatic and was heard to say, "I will never sacrifice my body for the benefit of my mind again." Paragraph 3, supporting how sometimes maybe we should force ourselves to have less sleep. On the other hand, there are occasions when we really do need to work very hard and we just do not have enough time to sleep. We may be preparing for exams, for example, or we may be working on a tight deadline in our work. However, we should only do this for short periods of time. Soldiers in battle, for example, may be deprived of sleep for days or weeks, but eventually they must return to a normal lifestyle if their body is not going to become extremely sick. Last paragraph. To sum up, no, I do not support people sacrificing their sleep hours for the benefit of some activities they want to do in the daytime. They should respect their bodies and be sensitive to its needs. Be sensitive to its needs. Good night, everybody.